And welcome or welcome back. My name is Marino, and here on this channel we like to talk about my passion for fashion. And this week I went to the Goodwill Bins. Now, I've been to the Goodwill Bins in Arizona before, but I've never been to the Goodwill Bins in Denver. So it was like halfway a new experience for me. But today I want to show you everything that I found at the Goodwill Bins. We've got some treasures. We've got some treasures that I'm gonna post on my Depop, which you can find in the description box below. But we've got some treasures that I'm gonna keep as well, because you're not gonna catch me going to the bins without getting stuff for myself. So in today's video, you're gonna see the items. I wanna talk about what I like about the items. And every once in a while, I'll tell you about why I think the item ended up at the thrift store. I'm also gonna try some of the items on and style them, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? So if that interests you, then keep watching. We're gonna start right on the top with item number 1, which has my dryer ball in it, because I did wash these items before we are sitting here today. This beautiful piece is from Coldwater Creek. It's made of 100% polyester, but it's still in great condition. It's got no holes or anything. A couple of things that I really like about it are on the front, it has ruffles, and the buttons as well are like that seashell-like material. And they're gorgeous. What is that? Is that like abalone? I don't think they're real abalone, which in my book is better than being real seashell, because when you get buttons that are real seashell, sometimes they'll chip and break and crack. And so I actually prefer fake seashell buttons on my tops, because then they don't crack. They stay in one piece, and I really prefer my buttons to stay in one piece. I don't know about you. The other thing that I really like about this top is it has the cutest little flutter sleeves. The things that I post on my Depop and kind of the things that I gravitate towards in general myself are anything that you could wear to a festival. So I'm going to Pretty Lights in June in Buena Vista, and that's kind of the thought process I had in my brain when I was going through the bins and looking through any of these items is, could I wear it to a festival? So I would say that this top should go to some badass baddie, because it's an extra large, and I think it would look really cute on somebody with a larger body than me that could really fill it out in kind of like a tight top way, because then it would accentuate, I think, that human's shape, because this top also has darts down the back. So I think that the top would lay very nicely on somebody. But that's piece number 1. I really like everything about it, including the pattern. How could you not like the pattern? The second thing I'm gonna show you is this skirt. I believe that this one is also an extra large. Well, I don't know what that means. It's an 18W. It's from the brand KSL, which is division of Karen Stevens. I believe that this is vintage, and this is gorgeous. Look at the little ruffly bits at the bottom, and the material seems really light and flowy. The cool thing about these bottoms is not just the bottoms, but it also came with a top in the same size. I think that these pieces are really cool, because I think that you could wear the top by itself. I picture this top with like a cute little maybe brown pair of tight capris. That would be really cute. And I picture the bottom. If you remember, I have a Coldwater Creek tank top that is ribbed, and then it has lace around the neck hole, and I think that would be really cute with this. Or you could go all in and obviously wear them as a matching set. So I think that's a score. It's also a score because when you're at the Goodwill Bins, everything is tossed in just a big pile. So to be able to find the matching set, they were right next to each other. before one gets swiped or they both get swiped or one gets separated from the other is a true treasure. The next piece is this Abercrombie and Fitch pair of pants. I'm not sure because I did all of 2 seconds of research, but I think that the tag on the inside indicates that these are vintage. I'm gonna do a little bit more research, but either way, these kind of called to me because when you touch them and they have like that thick canvasy type of material feel. And when you're digging through the bins, you kind of go, well, I kind of go based on feel. Also patterns. So like the last 2 items, I saw them before I felt them, and I'm attracted to patterns. So when I saw those, I grabbed them. This one, however, I was just flinging things around and I felt the quality material and I was like, ooh, what is that? These also spoke to me because they have the perfect amount of distressing. So on the back pockets, it's perfectly distressed. Around the waist is perfectly distressed. And they seemed super quality because they also have a tie for the waist, which is a nice adjustable feature. And even the pull string or the pull tab on the zipper has a little piece of cloth on it. So every single detail about these pants, from all of the cool little pull tabs and pockets, including the distressing, really spoke to me because sometimes when you are thrifting a cool pair of pants, you want them to be maybe worn in, and they just look cooler when they're worn in, right? Have you seen people that look for those Carhartt jackets that are fully worn in? That's kind of like these pair of pants. I feel like they're fully worn in, and I hope that they find a really good home. They're a size 32R, so 32 regular, and ooh, they are 100% cotton. So I think these would be a great unisex piece. I think in my mind, I can even squeeze into them. They're definitely too big, but that's what the adjustable waistband is for. I got this hat, which upon further research, I think is just from Walmart, but this hat is sick. The tag says 100% cotton, which is a little bit confusing to me because there is a little bit of a suede piece on here, which I guess could still be made out of cotton, but who knows? And then also a faux leather as well. So it's not 100% cotton. So it's interesting to me that the tag is essentially mislabeled. But this is gonna be a piece that I think I'm gonna keep in my closet because I'm such a hat gal. I love hats. And a $2 hat? Yeah, I don't know. I might have to keep this one for myself. What else do we got in the basket? So sometimes when I go to festivals, I like to wear cool patterns or cool textures. So you can kind of take any route you want first off, but I like to take kind of 2 different routes. You can do like athletic wear, because if you're going to a festival, it's gonna be really hot and you're gonna want something that can perform well. Or you could go like the hippie boho route. The past couple of pieces I feel like are the hippie boho route because we have, cargo pants, a cool little hat, and some printed tops and skirts. But this piece is definitely the athletic route. It's just an old navy athletic dress. And the reason this spoke to me is because I actually own the skirt version of this. Well, I guess it's a skort. The skort version of this dress, and I love it. I like the color and I like the fit and I wear it all the time. So when I saw that there was a dress version of it, I said, say less. The cool / weird thing about this is the skort, I'm like 97% sure, does not have a phone pocket on the spandex little Spanx underneath it. But when I checked the dress version of it, there is a place to put your phone. So that was like a double win, something that I already know, love, trust, and like, but this version has pockets? I think this would be really cute with a fanny pack. Ooh, and maybe some Crocs. I don't know. I think that this is a really fun thing and I'm excited to keep this one in my wardrobe and style it. I think this jacket would go nicely with the hat that I got from the Goodwill bins. This was an interesting brand to me because I had never seen it before. It's called Molokai, I believe. It's M-O-L-O-K-A-I. And it is a Hawaiian surf brand. I looked it up. And this is the cutest little shacket. I think it would even almost go with the pants that I'm wearing. It's not quite the exact same color, but it has a jersey knit hood. And this, I'm pretty sure, is made of 100% cotton as well. It is 100% cotton. And the weave and texture on this jacket is what really drew me in again. I like green. I mean, I am wearing all green today, so I think that goes without saying. But when I see green cargo type things and materials roaming around in the bins, I normally grab them. So those are the things that I liked about this. And this is in a size extra large, which is very interesting to me because I think this would fit me as like a size medium or large. It doesn't seem like a size extra large, but very cool piece. Every festival needs some scarves. This scarf isn't necessarily the softest scarf that I have ever thrifted, but is one of the coolest scarves I've ever thrifted because it has really cool pleats throughout the entire scarf. The midsection is red, and then we kind of have like, you know what this little section reminds me of is like a paisley shirt or a rug pattern. I feel like a lot of rug patterns translate nicely into scarf patterns. And the last thing that really, really drew me in is this little rainbow. It looks like a, hey Ty, do you know those piñatas that have like, what are they? Llamas? Or are they donkeys? They're llamas? It reminds me of like a llama piñata with like the little confetti strings hanging down, and I really like that. It's just a really good scarf. This top is so cute. Who would get rid of this is what I want to know. Now, I grabbed this and I didn't ask any questions and I did purchase it. However, after purchasing it, I realized the reason they probably got rid of this piece is because it does have several stains on it. And I have a couple of really good tricks to get stains out of clothing. However, when I used those tricks on the stain right here, it just removed the color of the actual sweater. So that was a big bum. And then there's also a stain down here at the bottom as well. I wonder what it is, honestly. It couldn't be coffee because if it was coffee, it would have come out. It looks like chicken wing sauce, maybe. But you know what? It doesn't bug me because the discoloration at the top just kind of makes it look vintage in my opinion. And the stain here at the bottom, you don't even see it. When you wear it, the sweater kind of slumps over the side and you don't even see it. And then there's another little stain right here that looks kind of like a little Sharpie or pen mark. But honestly, the three little bears on this are embroidered. And I'm pretty sure that this is made of a really good material as well. It is, yeah, 70% cotton and 30% polyester. Now, you know, I would prefer a 100% cotton sweater, but I will take a 70% cotton blend. That's not too shabby. Oof. I got these cute little FreePeople shorts. I thought that they were like a really good length and that these would be really good festival wear as well, mostly because there's pockets. Oh, are there pockets in the back? No. Oh my gosh, guys. These pockets are sewn shut. I'm gonna cut these open for sure. Don't you hate when they do that? There's real pockets in here, but they're sewn shut. We're gonna fix that issue. There's gonna be real pockets in these. And then in the back, there's snaps. So you can snap it here or you could snap it here. I also really don't love black items of clothing just because I don't think it's really in my color palette. I don't really feel myself when I wear that color, but I do really like this kind of washed denim, distressed black. That's something I really like. And it also kind of goes with like the boho hippie vibe. Oh, you could style this and you could look like a fairy. I think that would be really cool. Or you could style this and you could look like a summer witch. Do witches wear shorts? The next item I got was this really dope skull shirt. I'm not really totally into skulls, but my friend loves skulls. So I thrifted this for her. I saw it laying up in the bins just like this, like you could see the skull on the top, and I grabbed it and this other lady reached for it at the same time, but she gave it to me, which was really, really kind. This is like a really soft cotton material with a cool skull on the front. Another thing that drew me in was the tag on this is really cool. It's got an eyeball and a clock on it, and it says no time. I don't really know anything about this brand. I see that it's made in Thailand and that it's 100% cotton, and it's intentionally distressed around the neck hole, and it kind of has like an acid wash on the rest of the shirt as well. So, and the sleeves are a cute little cap t-shirt sleeve. Not quite a cap sleeve, but kind of. A shorter, more tailored version of a t-shirt. This top may be the piece that breaks my heart. I noticed something at the bins, which was very interesting to me, that some of the items there had dry cleaning tags on them. So my first thought was, oh, someone just didn't come and pick their dry cleaning up for 7 months and they said, you're out of here, beach, we're giving this to the thrift store. But this item kind of crushed that theory because the dry cleaning tag on it had the location of the stain marked on the tag. So when I looked on the top, I said, girl, it still has the stain on it. And you know, if something has a stain on it, I'm like, well, I'll take it home and I'll try to get it out, and I'll either get the stain out or I won't. Those are kind of the two options, right? So I thought, well, I'm gonna try to get the stain out of this top because I have never seen a cute little white top like this. It gives me office Siren vibes, and I wish it was in my size, and I can squeeze into it, but I think that you can tell that it's a little bit too small because it's an extra small. I think the sleeves are supposed to go down all the way kind of like past my wrist a little bit, or at least end at my wrist. And you can see when I try it on that it doesn't do that. But it also has a little almost peplum waist with a little flare sleeves. I have never seen a simple white button-down top made into an even better version of a simple button-down white top. And the V-neck on it, ooh, very sexy, very cool. I washed it because I said, you know, sometimes you gotta start simple and just wash the item. Sometimes whatever stain is on it just comes right out in the wash. Now, the important thing is if you're washing an item that has a stain on it, before you put it in the dryer, look to see if the stain is still there. If the stain is still there, do not dry it in the dryer because you're just gonna set the stain in there with heat more, or it's a possibility that you could, right? So I did wash this. It does still have the stain. I just hung it up to dry. Now I have a couple of options here. I can either take it to the dry cleaners and they can get the stain out, but we see how that worked the first time this poor top went to the dry cleaners. It ended up at the Goodwill bins. Or something that works really well only in white pieces is OxiClean. What I like to do is I like to get the toothbrush, run it under some water, and I like to dip it inside the OxiClean powder and then gently rub it on the stain and kind of like work at the stain a little bit with a soft bristled toothbrush. And then I leave whatever OxiClean is on there, and you can set it out in the sun and the OxiClean will remove the stain. It's like magic, but you have to be careful when you're doing that because it can, like we saw with the bear sweater, remove some color on your items. So it's safest and best only to use that method on white items. So I think I'm gonna try that. And if that doesn't work, then I will try to take it to the dry cleaner. Now, if this piece wasn't so freaking cool, I would probably stop there and be like, you know, it's not even worth my time trying to get this stain out. If I've tried like 3 different ways, I'm not gonna take it to the dry cleaner. However, they are the professionals and they got the chemicals to do the things, you know what I'm saying? But I think this piece is worth my time and effort because the cut of it is just so cool. I've been looking for some cute Y2K tank tops, but girl, tank tops are impossible to find. I don't know if it's because people keep their tank tops or if because people already thrifted all the tank tops. Where are all the tank tops going? I want to know because I want them. However, on my quest to look for cute little sparkly Y2K tank tops, I found this cute little Y2K purse. The pattern and the handles and everything about this bag is in perfect shape. And then it has a cute little pink satin-like lining. It's the brand O'Neill, which I believe is a surf brand. So it's interesting that a surf brand is making a purse, but she's cute. This next piece is kind of a silly one, but when you see it, you're gonna be like, why did you pick that up, Mary? But it's this fishing vest. Check it out. I've washed all the pieces except for this one. I haven't washed this one yet for a couple of reasons. Mainly, I don't know if it will wash well. It might get super wrinkly, and this looks like this might be kind of hard to iron. But a couple of funny things about this is there's 2 little holes right here on the top, because I think that's where somebody put like their little fly fishing like pin, their little, you know, their little hook guy, because it was used as an actual fishing vest, because it is an actual fishing vest. In the pockets, there's literal fish food still, so I think I'm just gonna vacuum that out of there. And then it has a little Cabela's, I don't even know what this is, fishing paraphernalia guy. Look at that. So that's pretty cool. I think I'll probably remove this because the Cabela's writing doesn't really go with the aesthetic that I think that this would be really good styled with, and that's Gorpcore. I think this little fishing vest would be the cutest little Gorpcore style item. The brand is interesting to me because I normally when I see fishing vests, they're actual Cabela's branded fishing vests. And this one is just Stream Designs, which is such a fun name because stream, like the actual stream because you're fishing, but also stream, like streamlined. And to me, Gorpcore is a very streamlined aesthetic. So this vest is gonna be a real fun one. Now, this next item is interesting to me because sometimes when I'm thrifting or treasure hunting, I'll come across something that's not entirely my style, but just because it's not my style doesn't mean it's not somebody else's style. And I can picture this with a cute little simple outfit because it's just like a fun little jacket. The brand is BB Dakota Steve Madden, so nothing too crazy, like not designer, not too expensive, but not like Walmart, not you know, just mid-tier if I had to choose. This jacket has an interesting blend. It's 51% cotton, 47% polyester, and 2% elastane. Very interesting, but it seems very durable, and I liked the texture on it as well. It's kind of a simple yet fun jacket because when I'm at festivals and I see what people are wearing, you got the people that are wearing the crazy outfits. You know the ones I'm talking about. And then you've got the people that wear all black. And then somewhere in between those 2 types of people that you see at festivals, I see somebody wearing this jacket because it's simple in silhouette and it's pretty simple in color. However, when you approach the jacket, you see that it has a cool texture and that it has a couple of cool colors in it as well. Staring at it right now, it really looks like the same material that Chanel uses for their skirts and their little, what are those, vests? No, blazers. Yeah, the Chanel little skirts and blazers. That's exactly what this material reminds me of. So I just imagine that somebody wearing this with just like a regular t-shirt, maybe even the pants I'm wearing right now, and like a bucket hat. And I picture somebody that owns this jacket is like, this is like maybe one of their only jackets, because it seems like it would be worn very nicely. Now, I know it's not Christmas, but it will be Christmas at some point. And if you know, you know I love cats. Absolutely obsessed. I have a cat stocking that a friend thrifted me, and it says Meowie Christmas on it. So I thought when I saw this, well, I would love another cat Christmas stocking. And this one's actually vintage. It's got the stitching on the front, and then on the back it's velvet. I actually never stuck my hand in there to see if anything was in there. I'm a little scared, but I'll do it. Like, what if there was a spider or something in there and it bit me? Okay, no spiders, no Christmas gifts, but we'll change that. We'll put the cat's Christmas gifts in here. Some little catnip, some little toys. Cute. I picked up this item because what drew me in was the bright color, and when I first touched it, I thought, maybe it's silk, but upon further investigation, it's not silk. But what's very interesting to me about the material on this is it is a Victoria's Secret PJ top. It's a little razor back PJ top, and I think it could be worn as an actual top, or you could wear it as a PJ top. But these kinds of PJ tops, I feel like always end up twisted on your body, and when you wake up and your boob is just like out and you're like, okay, well that isn't comfortable. Oh. But they don't say what kind of material this is made of on the tag. And I feel like that's kind of rude. I think that's very rude. I think they did it on purpose. I don't see another area in here where somebody could have cut the tag off. So I think Victoria's Secret intentionally left what kind of material this was off the tag because they want you to think it's real silk. But I'm an internet sleuth, and I sleuthed, and this is polyester. Still a cool piece, cool color. I like the polka dots, I like the razorback. Even though it's polyester, it still feels like light and fun and cute. And it would be such a fun piece to style with like a cute little bag or like a cute little pair of jeans. But I can't believe they did that to us. We're coming to the end, and I think I'm gonna save the best for last. So when I went to the Goodwill bins, I brought a little tote bag, but I didn't bring it inside with me, partially because I forgot and partially because I thought this is too small of a tote bag. I didn't know how much I was gonna find at the Goodwill bins. I found a lot. You saw that stack, it was up to here. And I thought, shoot, they don't give out bags. Most people I see at the Goodwill bins bring like an actual trash bag, because when you pay for your items, you pay by weight, not by item. So you just scoot your cart up onto the scale and they say, okay, your total is whatever your total is. So when I was thrifting and I came across this humongous tote bag, I said, oh, you know, this could be my Goodwill bins tote bag, and I could just bring this tote bag every single time I go to the bins. This bag caught my eye because, well, one, it's a bag, but two, look how huge it is. I at first thought that these little hooks on here would be good for like a carabiner to make it kind of like more of a small, secure bag because there's not a zipper. But then I saw that it already had a magnetic closure, and I thought, well, what could that be for? And when I reverse image Google searched it, I was like, oh, duh. It's for a crossbody strap. So it is unfortunately missing the little crossbody strap, but I don't really need it because I'm just shoving it full of clothes that I get from the Goodwill bins. And I think it has genuine leather straps, so I can hold my bag by those straps. It's not a big deal. I also really like the tag because it says Kiwi, and the second dot on the eye is a little star, which I think is really cute. And then the little Kiwi metal tag as well is very cute. It just seemed like a really good quality bag that holds a lot of shit. And that's what I needed because I had all this stuff and I needed to put it somewhere. You know, actually, now that I'm looking at this pile, I think there's a couple of items that I'm missing. I'll be right back. I was missing 2 items. The 2 items I were missing are right here in my hands. I was missing this cute, this is absolutely adorable. I believe this is a vintage little vest. This thing is one of the most special pieces I thrifted. I'm sad that it doesn't fit me. I think what size is it? I think it needs, whatever size it is, I don't think the tag is right. Medium. Now, this is not a medium. Girl, this is a small. But the reason I think it's vintage is it's made in the USA. And a lot of items that you see that say made in the USA are old because we don't make a lot of our clothes here anymore. It has the cutest little eyelet lace and then the cutest little lace trim, and then the buttons on it are little pearls. Oh, it's so cute. God, I wish this fit, but it doesn't. So, c'est la vie, I guess. This top is interesting because it's just like a regular little sweater. It seems like it's been washed and worn and loved, but it doesn't have that many signs, if any, of wear. It just seems like a quality built piece. So when I came in contact with this, I said, ooh, that's a cool little Y2K sweater, and it fits tight and cute as well. It's a size large, but it fits more like a size small. However, it is stretchy, but it probably shrunk when the person that first bought it washed it, and that's probably why they gave it away at the thrift store, and probably why it ended up at the Goodwill bins. But it's the brand SO, Wear It, Declare It. And I was like, is that Walmart? Because if that's Walmart, I'm probably not gonna buy this piece. And I was researching on the internet, sleuthing, as I obviously always do. And this is a Kohl's brand. I believe that they do not make this brand anymore. So I do believe this is vintage Kohl's. And I thought to myself, this isn't really my style. So if I get this piece, it's purely just to resell. But does anybody want vintage Kohl's? Well, sure enough, you type that shit into Depop and people are reselling that shit like hotcakes. And so I said, well, it's a good color, it's quality, I like the way the material feels, and the cut of it is super cute. It's 51% cotton, 32% rayon, and 17% nylon. What a really good piece. There's a little bit of pilling under the armpit next to the boob area, but it's like 4 actual little pill balls. So honestly, I'll probably just pick them off. Okay, now the best pieces for last. This dress. Oh my gosh, when I saw this goes under the category of it was shiny, so I grabbed it. Nobody else was grabbing this. I said, why not? Because you gotta see what it is. You can't even tell what it is. When it's just like half covered up in the bins and you see like a piece of shine hanging out, what is that? Well, you gotta grab it and find out. I thought it was like, you know that Christmas ornament tulle, that ribbon that people put on either wreaths or their actual Christmas tree? That's what I thought this was. Like, I thought it was a Christmas ornament or a Christmas pageant costume. I didn't know what it was, but it's this sick AF dress from the brand Betsy Adam. It says that it's a size 10 and that it's made in the USA. When I looked up Betsy Adam on the internet, they do still sell dresses. However, there's a big, huge vintage market for these types of dresses. And I thought, oh, maybe I could try to resell that. It's a size 10, it's not my size, but I always try things on for shits and giggles. And it turns out this dress fits me perfectly. So I have to keep it. I have to keep it. This dress is so cool. From the little back cape to the length to the teensy train, to the little ruffles on the hips, it makes, I think, anybody's silhouette so flattering. Not that your silhouette always needs to be flattering, but if you wanted it to be, this dress is gorgeous. Now I'm gonna keep it for fancy occasions because I don't think I have a fancy occasion dress, and now I do. I'm just gonna look like a Christmas ornament or a mermaid. Maybe a mermaid. That's all I have for you today. I would like to know, what was your favorite thing that I essentially found in the trash, y'all? Goodwill Bins is the last stop before trash. Last stop before the landfill, baby. Which is your favorite item that I got out of the trash? Which item do you think maybe I should have left behind? And which item do you want for yourself? Because it could be yours. I'm gonna link my Depop below. Like I said, I'm keeping some of these items, but take a peek. You might find one of your new favorite items. My treasure hunting journey straight to your closet. However, that's all I've got for you today, so I'm gonna sign off and I'll talk to you next time. Love you lots. Bye.